पाई, निज कर्म गुना दोषे जे जे कर्म पाई। जन्मे जन्मे जेनो तव नाम गुण गाई, जन्मे जन्मे जेनो तव नाम गुण गाई। हे मात्र आशा मम तोमार चरणे, এই মাত্র আশা মামা তোমার চরণে। अहुई तू की भक्ति हृदय जागी शाने, अहुई तू की भक्ति हृदय जागे अनुष्ठाने। विषय जे प्रीति एबे आछाए আমার, বিষয় যে প্রীতি এবে আছায়ে আমার, সেই মাত প্রীতি হোক চরণে তোমার, সেই মাত প্রীতি হোক চরণে তোমার। विपदे संपदे ताहा थाकुक संभावे, विपदे संपदे ताहा थाकुक संभावे। दीने दीने विधि होक नामेरा प्रभावे, दीने दीने विधि होक नामेरा प्रभावे। पशु पक्षी होए थाकी स्वर्गे ना निरोए, पशु पक्षी होए थाकी स्वर्गे ना निरोए। तव भक्ति राहु भक्ति विनोद हृदये, तहु भक्ति राहु भक्ति विनोद हृदये। प्रभु तव पद युगे मोरा निवेदना, प्रभु तव पद युगे मोरा निवेदना। नहीं मांगी देह सुख विद्या धन जाना, नहीं मांगी देह सुख विद्या धन जाना। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभु सदा प्रभु सदा प्रभु पदा शीला प्रभु पदा, जय प्रभु पदा प्रभु पदा प्रभु पदा शीला प्रभु पदा। जय हो विष्णुपाद और हंस आज का चले तो तशत शीर्ष में भक्ति दास और शिवपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, प्रेम से कही जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंद की जय, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुमार राधा कृष्ण गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय, पुरुषोत्तम श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय, वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय, संगीत भाई की जय, भाई गौर पे all glories to somebody what is Hare Krishna, all glories to somebody what is Hare Krishna, all glories to somebody what is Hare Krishna, all glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shobhat ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So here we are today uh, going to discuss something from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are going to discuss Canto 6, Chapter 19, the final chapter of this canto, and the name of this chapter is Performance of Punsavan Ritualistic Ceremony. So as we know, in the last chapter, when Diti saw that two of his children, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksh, they got killed by Lord Vishnu. So natural mothers have affection, whether her child is good or bad, beautiful or ugly. For a mother, most dearest person is her child. So when Diti saw that Vishnu has killed uh, two of his children, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and she concluded that Vishnu is Indra is the reason. Because to please Indra, who is the son of her, let's say, another wife or co-wife of Kashyap Rishi, Aditi. So to please the son of Aditi, Vishnu has to kill two of her own sons. So she asked Kashyap Rishi that I want to suggest me some vrata. By doing that, I will be able to, I will have a uh, such kind of a child who can kill Indra. So but Kashyap, he because a saintly person, he's a great saint, and so he tricked her to do Punsavan Vrata. By doing Punsavan Vrata, actually is a Vaishnav Vrata. So in this Vrata, the performer has to worship Lord Vishnu. So by doing that, it is like, by whatever way you came in contact with fire, it will burn you, it will give you heat and light. By whatever way, by knowledge or by or in ignorance, if you touch the electricity, it will hurt you. In the very same way, in whatever way you get in touch with the Lord, it will purify you. So when Diti did this vrata, Punsavan vrata, so what happened? She became purified. Her bad desire got purified, and the children born out of, it is a whole story, you have heard it. So the children born out of after that Punsavan Vrata were called Maruts, and they become allies of Indra, not the enemies of Indra. So here in this chapter, in this 9th chapter, Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukdev Goswami, can you please elaborate what is this Vrata? This is the nature of a devotee. He likes to know more and more about Lord. He is not, sometimes people ask that, people put this allegation on ISKCON that ISKCON don't have Rasik Bhaktas. ISKCON don't have, advanced devotees. They are all neophytes. Prabhupada could not make more advanced devotees. That's why he was always, whatever lecture you hear of Srila Prabhupada, he always talk about, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. You are not this body, you are spirit soul. There are three modes of material nature. Because people are so downtrodden, they are so fallen. So that's why Prabhupada could not talk more about the rasas, the mellows, the intimate dealings between gopis and Krishnas. Because all the followers of Srila Prabhupada were very neophyte, they're not very advanced, but that is not reality. Sorry for sorry for the interruption. Uh, Quick reminder for all of us to put our phone on silent mode. Hare Krishna. So, what happened here? That uh, Diti, she performed this vrata, Pumsavan ritualistic ceremony or Pumsavan vrat, and by doing so, it is nothing but the prayer, more elaborate prayers, worship of Lord Vishnu. And because she was worshipping Lord Vishnu, she was chanting the different mantras, glorifying Lord Vishnu. She became purified. So actually, I was also discussing one more thing, that people do ask that we are not in people devotees in ISKCON are not very advanced. That's why they don't discuss the intimate dealings of gopis with Krishna. Just give me a second, please. So it is not right. Actually, these intimate dealings, these intimate pastimes are there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but we don't discuss them in public. We are not like some Bhagavatam speakers who, just to appease the audience, those who are giving them big bucks, and they discuss these kind of things. Why Krishna's, if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 12 cantos, and all the dealings of, Krishna's dealing with Vrajvasis, gopis, his wives in Dwarka were all there in 10th canto. Why it is so? If a intelligent person may ask, why it is in 10th canto? Why not in first, second, third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto? Because uh, first, a reader of the Bhagavatam has to purify himself. He has to become eligible to read about Krishna. Why? How he can make himself eligible? First, by seeing the the dealings. First, by understanding the dealings of his devotees. What is there in first 9 cantos? It is a dealing of his Lord with his other devotees. How a devotee behave, how a devotee surrenders to Krishna when he sees the dealings of Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Ajamil, how glorify is Lord and his devotees, and they can do anything for the Lord. Then, if one comes to that, if one crosses that understanding, if one has that understanding, then he can enters into the pastimes of Krishna. That is the eligibility. Otherwise, if somebody directly jump over to the pastimes of Krishna, and he's dealing with gopis and uh, other Vrindavan vasis, then he will just take Krishna and the dealings of Krishna and gopis just like uh, a dealings of ordinary lusty boys and girls. So it is not reality. The reality is Krishna is Adi Purusha and gopis they're Adi, Adi Shakti. So and those who are really rasik, those who really love Krishna, they doesn't differentiate between Ras Leela and uh, creation done by Krishna. They relish both all the leelas related to Krishna, whether it is about Krishna's intimate pastimes or Krishna's pastime with the universal affairs. So this is the quality of a pure devotee, how much he loves Krishna. It is like, if you just to, because most of us are from India or similar, we are all most of us, I guess most of us are from India. So if we have a very somebody have a favorite cricketer, he will watch him in T20 also. He'll watch in 50-over ODI match also, and he will watch him in the Test cricket also. If you have a favorite team, you will see, you will try to watch all their games, right? T20, whether it is T20 or test cricket or whatever, right? So in the very same way, if those who are the really pure devotees, those who really loves Krishna, what they will do, they'll try to hear all the kathas, whether in which Krishna is create you know Krishna is doing some creation, he's dealing with some demon or whatever. Prabhupada gave us the example of, it is like eating gulab jamun. From wherever you eat, it is sweet. So similarly, Shukdev Goswami was cautioned by Parikshit Maharaj. I want to hear about this Pumsavan Vrata, what it is. Uh, and this Vrata is not, it is all about glories of Krishna. So we'll recite these shlokas today, and then we'll proceed further and discuss something out of it. So this is the shloka. This shloka is a little complex in terms of recitation, as mentioned in the it is mentioned in the purport also, that this shloka is used in deity worship. So those who are interested in deity worship, they can also, especially grastas, those who are at home and have deities at their place, so they can remember this shloka and recite it in front of the deities. So I'll try to recite this shloka at the best of my capacity. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaye Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhutir Pataye Sah Mahavibhutibhir Balim Upharamiti Anena Har Ahar Mantrena Vishnur Avahanarghya Padyo Prashanasana Vas Upavit Vibhushana Gandh Pushpa Dhupa Deepa Upahara Daya Upcharan Sushma Hitopaharet. So the meaning is, my Lord Vishnu, full in the six opulences, you are the best of all enjoyers and the most powerful. O husband of Mother Lakshmi, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are accompanied by many associates such as Vikshvaksena. I offer all the paraphernalia for worshipping you. One should chant this mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all paraphernalia, such as water for washing his feet, hands, and mouth, water for his bath, and one must offer him various presentations for his worship, such as garments, a sacred thread, ornament, scents, flower, incenses, and lamps. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This mantra is very important, so we can remember this mantra. Anyone engaged in deity worship should chant this mantra as quoted above, beginning with the Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya. So the first thing that came to my mind is, so we haven't done Mangalacharan. First we do Mangalacharan, then we'll proceed further. Om Agyantitamiraandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitabhyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadakam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। कम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लगायते गिरिं यत्कृपा तदाहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. So this is the shloka worshipping, and it is part of Pumsavan Vrata. Actually, this Pumsavan Vrata or Pumsavan ceremony, it is worship. It is the worship of Lord Lakshmi and Narayan to bless the person, especially those who are in Grasta ashram. So, and actually, it is a ceremony, or a, you can say, a ritual to beget good progeny. Actually, this is the culture in our Vedic times, that before doing any big thing, first they purify themselves. You know, because having a progeny, a lot depends upon your children. In modern times, I'm just getting an example of John Lennon. John Lennon was a big time celebrity in his days, and he has an affair with some lady, and somehow they copulate, and that lady become pregnant, and eventually she had she gave birth to a boy. And John Lennon, he denied to accept that boy, because because he was famous, and he don't want to take the responsibility. And when reporters asked John Lennon, why you are not taking responsibility of your son, he is your legitimate son, he said that it was not decided, it just came out after a bottle of whiskey on a weekend. So this is standard of this Western civilization, that just just by having some affair between some young boy and girl over a bottle of whiskey, they had progeny. And what kind of a progeny they have, you can just imagine. So, but in Vedic times, before having progeny, before having children, both husband and wife are actually, they're not meant. They must. It is a must thing that they must purify themselves. Even uh, Prajapati Daksh, not Prajapati Daksh. I am forgetting the name of the person who cursed Narad Muni, because Narad Muni made 11,000 of his sons into monks, into brahmacharis. So even when he have the first lot of his uh, sons, 10,000 sons, Hari Ashwa, and before he wanted them to get married and have progeny, and have more and more children. But first, what he did, he asked them to go to forest and purify themselves, do tapa. Actually, the modern day civilization, they just want to enjoy. But the more we try to enjoy, actually, in Hindi it is said, हम भोगते नहीं हैं, भोग हमें भोगते हैं. That is, the meaning is that we are not enjoying things. Actually, things enjoy us. They, you can say, they reduces our age, our our bodily luster, our immunity, by doing more and more sense gratification. The more we do sense gratification, the more our age, our bodily luster, our immunity get reduced. All the vital facts of our body get reduced. And the more we do tapasya, it purifies us. Whatever big thing that you can imagine, whatever big thing and whatever person you can imagine in this world, if they have did some big things, they must have done some tapasya before that. Even before coming to college, they have to study in the school, get good grades, then do some tapasya, then only you can come to college. And further, you have to do tapasya in college, You have to have good marks, good education, and then you can have good job. Similarly, those who want to get married, and if you want to have a good wife or a good husband, you need to do some good tapasya. So in the very same way, if you want to have good children also, good progeny also, those it is said in the Shastras that, sorry, I'm going to use these words, but it is real. And because I'm the representative of Vyasadeva, I'm sitting on Vyasasana, so I have to speak these words. Please pardon me if I pinch you, if my words pinch you in some way. Especially why there is so much fuss around having a son. Is in all the Vedic literature, it is, and especially in our Indian society, people want to have a son. Why this is so? Because the son in Sanskrit it is called putra. The meaning of putra is one who delivers the parents from Pu named hellish planet. There is a hellish planet named Pu, and one who atra, who delivers his parents from that uh, hellish planet, means by doing some tapasya, by doing pious activities, by doing uh, enough bhakti. Because what we cannot do, we all are interconnected. If I am born in some family, I am inheriting their culture, their values, their property, their sanskar, their body lineage, blood is, it is all coming in my family. I am indebted to them, and because I have received all those things from them, I have to do something from them for them. I have to do uh, certain things so that what my parents could not do, I have to do. Once my parents, once they are gone, once they leave this body, I have to do their tarpan, I have to do pindan on behalf of them. I have to do bhakti so that they, if anyhow, if they are not delivered, if they got stuck in uh, some kind of species or some kind of a hellish planet, it is my duty to, by doing tapasya, by doing bhakti, I have to deliver them. So this is what is, those people, those son, those who do these kind of things to deliver their ancestors, they are called putra. Otherwise they are called mutra, means urine, and both of them has same place of origin. So those sons, those who don't do these kind of purificatory ceremonies, those who don't perform bhakti, those who, in other words, those who cannot deliver their ancestors, they're like, Shastra says they are like mutra. So, but what about those who don't have son? What to do? So in that case, the husband of the wife, husband of the daughter, she can perform. Oh, sorry, he can perform all those ceremonies on behalf of his parents-in-law. So if you don't have any son, your son-in-law can do those ceremonies for you. And if you don't have any of the, and if you don't have any children, so the matter is on you. You have to do enough. So that's why it is, once a person get married, it is their duty to have children. If Krishna doesn't desire, if it is the will of Krishna that you don't have children, that is another thing. But you must, as per your own, um, it is your duty. Those who are in grasashram must have some children so that they can carry what they cannot do. So here, in this mantra, it is mentioned that the Lord Vishnu is full of six opulences. You are the best of the enjoyer. You are the most powerful. So sometimes those who are envious, or those who are new to bhakti, those who are new to this path of devotion, they become, because we all envied Krishna. That's why we are here in this material world. If we love Krishna so much, we would not have been here. We would be in Golok Vrindavan. So because we envy Krishna, why Krishna has all the fun, why Krishna is so supreme, why Krishna is having so many girlfriends, why Krishna is enjoying so much, why I cannot enjoy. So because we have this kind of envy with Krishna, that's why we are here. So these mantras, you know, they repeat these kind of a praises for Krishna. So one may ask why this is so. Is Krishna is some kind of a sadistic person, some kind of a villain, who asks his mates, his subordinates to, uh, keep on praising me. Some kind of a villain of a Hindi movie, Mogambo Khush Hua. Is it so that Krishna is is some kind of a pessimistic person who like to hear so many glories of his own? No. Actually, there are when we glorify Krishna, so in actuality we fulfill three things. These three things are: it gives pleasure to Krishna. Why it gives pleasure to Krishna? Everybody likes to hear his own name. Like, if suppose if we are in some other room and we heard our name, some in other room some people are conversing about me, or they're taking my name in their conversation. My ears, I will go all ears to them, right? I would like to hear what they're talking about myself. Similarly, when we chant the glories of Krishna, when we take Krishna's name, Krishna become interested. Oh, what he's talking about myself. So this is all coming from Krishna. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. So as we like to hear about ourselves, we like to hear our glories. Similarly, Krishna also likes it. So it is our duty to glorify Krishna as much as possible. This is the first uh, goal that we achieve when we praise Krishna, when we chant these kind of shlokas. So first is that it makes Krishna happy. It gives pleasure to Krishna. Second is, actually it is reality. What we are doing is, when we glorify Krishna, we are not uh, making false statement. We are not हिंदी में कहते हैं मक्खन लगाना. We are not buttering Krishna, right? So it is reality. Yes, Krishna is supreme. When I say, suppose my father's name is Naresh Kumar, and when I say Naresh Kumar is my father, we are not buttering. I am not buttering him. It is reality that he is my father. He gave birth to me. He has a wife, by association of Mr. Naresh Kumar and his wife, I came out. This is reality. So in the very same way, this is also reality. It is reminding us that yes, Krishna is supreme, and we all are forgetting it. We forget it again and again. Every day we remember that yes, Krishna is supreme, and as we have this forgetting disease, that we forget that Krishna is supreme. We always try to put ourselves in the center. So by reciting these shlokas, we have to remind ourselves that no, we are not the hero of this story. In every, how we think. Actually, it is pretty much common everywhere. In the mind, in our mind, there is a movie going on, right? And in that movie, we think that I am the hero. Whole this world revolves around me, but actually, it is not the reality. I am not the hero of that movie. I am not even a sidekick of this movie. I am just a small speck. We can see nobody pays much attention to us. We are just, when I was a few years back, I was working in IT companies. I was an engineer, and when I was working there, there is a thing that every guy who work in these companies, or whatever, when he do something, he got puffed up. So I used to think that, when I will leave them, then they will start respecting me. They don't know what I am doing. I'm doing this much for them. I'm taking responsibility of this thing. I'm taking responsibility of this thing. They will respect me once I'll leave this company. So after leaving that company, all those uh, tech companies, I get to, I have this realization: the world stops for nobody. It doesn't matter. You may be best coder, you may be best person, you may be best organizer, best manager. but there will be always a person to replace you, and it goes with every one of us. We may be Mr. We may be a very big person. We may be a very big businessman. We may be a very big politician. Who am I? Maybe you know whatever kind of person, whatever kind of position I may be holding. But the moment I left, I'll die. There will be n number of people to replace me. Similarly, in this movie that is going on in our mind, I am not the most important person. Uh, for Parth, for Padma Rupni Mate, from Sham Rasa, it doesn't matter that I exist or not. You know. So, but what matters is that Krishna exists, and Krishna is in the center of Krishna must be in the center of every one of us. So, everybody's life, because he matters. You cannot replace Krishna. Even if you try to replace, all your efforts will be useless. All your efforts will be waste. You cannot replace Krishna. He must be there in the center of our life. Then only our life will be sorted. Otherwise, the more you try to put yourself in the center uh, of your life, or center of everything, there will only be conflicts, because everybody is trying to put themselves in the center. So all those conflicts will be resolved. All those clashes, politics will be resolved if we put Krishna in the center. So actually, this is a great science of decision making also. That whether when any of us have, for say, if me and Sham Rasika Mata, if we have any conflict, if we are in the same temple and we are two heads of some department, and we are having conflict, no, Sham Rasika Mata is saying that this should be done like this, and I am saying this should be done like this. So the reality is that we need to see by whichever ways Krishna will be more pleased. Actually, that should be our ideal, that how we can please Krishna more and more, how we can put Krishna in the center of every one of us life. Okay, so the second object goal that we achieve, first is it gives pleasure to Krishna. Second is it is reality. We aware ourselves of the reality. Yes, Krishna is supreme. Yes, Krishna is supreme enjoyer. So we must recite these kind of shloka. And third objective that we achieve by reciting this shloka is we put ourselves in the right position, that I am a very small speck. Gopi Bhartu Pad Kamleo Das Dasan Das. Not Das. Not, first of all, not boss. Krishna is the ultimate boss. Not his Das. No. His Dasanu 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 Das. I am a very small person. I am a very small speck of energy. Krishna is energy. So we need to keep on reminding ourselves by reciting these shlokas. Yes, Krishna is supreme. Krishna is infinite, and I am infinitesimal. I am so small. So when we recite these shlokas, it purifies ourselves. And the second, uh, one question to all the audience: who is Vikshwak Sen? Who are accompanied, like it is mentioned here, O husband of Mother Lakshmi, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, who are accompanied by many associates, such as Vikshwak Sen. Anybody knows who is Vikshwak Sen? Ever heard this name, Vikshwak Sen? You must have had some yajna in your place once upon a time. You might have heard this name. Yes, Parthu.
Instruction Katha Ruchi.
Katha, Vikshwak Sen Katha. Yes, this is it comes in the shloka of, I guess, Canto 1. Yes, yes. So who is this person, Vikshwak Sena? What he do for Krishna? Actually, Vikshwak Sen is in Hindi it is called Senapati, and in English you can call Supreme Military General of Krishna. So like if suppose if Mr. Biden happens to come to India, he will not come alone. How he will come? First, he will send his you know his security guards, all the marines, and all his paraphernalia, the big facade that must come accompany him. So, in a similar fashion, wherever Krishna goes, first comes Vikshvaksena. What he will do, he will secure, he will sanctify, he will uh, purify that place. So, whenever we do yajna in our home, what we will do, we invite Vikshvaksena first. Like we make some, we have pots, or then we have coconuts over the pots, and we give a cloth over that coconut. So we invite Lord into that pot and coconut. So similarly, we first, before that, we invite Vishwaksena. So Krishna doesn't go without his anywhere without his associates. So Vishwaksena goes first to purify that place. So he is the military general of his of Krishna. And here it is also mentioned, that how how you can grab attention of Krishna by chanting this mantra every day and worshiping Lord Vishnu by all paraphernalia such as water to wash his feet. Actually, this is the process of inviting or taking care of a guest, atithi. When somebody come, in Vedic times, when somebody comes to, this is a duty of grastas. The duty of brahmachari is to uh, do service to Guru. Yeah. It is mentioned in seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj. I guess Prahlad Maharaj in the prasang of Prahlad Maharaj, it is mentioned. Brahmachari Guru Kule Vasandanto Guru Hitam Acharan Das Var Nicho, something like that. So it is mentioned that the duty of brahmachari is to reside in the ashram of Guru and follow his orders. And the duty of grasta is to take care of atithi, give donation and take care of atithi. Atithi means one who comes without atithi, without a plan. Those who come with a plan. Oh, Mataji, I will come on this date. Please make this menu. This is not atithi. If that person may be called satithi. He is coming with plan, with coming with a date. Atithi means one who is not coming with any plan. So taking care of atithi is duty of grastas. And what is the duty of those who are in Vanpras ashram? Their duty is to do tapasya. Their duty is to go to different tirthas. Their duty is to do penances more and more. And duty of sannyasi, the duty of sannyasi is to preach. So especially those who are, when we do some yajna, or when we invite some guest at our place, so what we can give them, this is Vedic tradition that we give them water to wash their feet, hands, mouth, and then we must give them some suitable water arrangements and place to take bath. Then we can give them proper worship, a garment to wear, a new sacred thread, that is Janeu, and then ornament, scents, flowers, incense, and lamp. So this is how you receive a great Vaishnava, or a guest, or a atithi. Similarly, when we do worship, when we do these kind of ceremonies, when we do yajna, what we are doing, we are inviting Krishna. Oh Krishna, we petition you, kindly come into this place. And once Krishna is there, what we do, we we uh, we give these paraphernalia to Krishna. So towards the end of the session, it is mentioned that there are 6 opulences in Krishna. So who is called God? Actually, we take session first. We take session. We usually take session of all the new boys whom to call God. We call it definition of God. In India especially, India is called factory of gods. In every nook and corner, you will find people calling themselves Krishna. So people calling themselves God. So who is real God? The Prashna Muni, the great Prashna Muni, he gave a definition in Vishnu Puran. And this definition goes like Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasriya Jnana Vairagyoschaiva Sanam Bhaga Itingana. So the great sage Prashad defines Bhagwan. Bhagwan means like Lakshmivan, one who has Lakshmi, right? So Bhagwan means one who has six opulences in supreme amount, and these six opulences are beauty, wealth, knowledge, fame, strength, and renunciation. If anyone has any of these opulences, he becomes so famous. If you are so, if you are so wealthy, you become famous. If you are so uh, if you are so knowledgeable, you become famous. If you are so beautiful, you become famous. If you are so powerful, you become famous. If you are so famous, you are already famous. And if you are a big time renunciate, you also become famous. So, and you become attractive to everyone. So similarly, uh, Krishna has all the six opulences in full. So we'll discuss a little about these six opulences of Krishna. We know Krishna is most beautiful. The beauty of this worldly people, it is nothing. The prime of our beauty, first of all, it is not beauty. It is just a good packaging. All of us from inside, if you see, if you do an analytical study, we'll see that this practically this body is a bag of bone, marrow, flesh, urine, stool, pus, hair, these kind of a thing. Nobody would like to see these things. But what Brahma has done, he have done a very nice packaging. All the bad things are inside, and from outside we are looking for whatever beauty we have, and that beauty is also very temporary. For how much time we remain very young and beautiful and attractive? Maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But Krishna is always young and beautiful. As we can see in Brahma Samhita, it is mentioned. We recite this shloka in Darshanarti also. Venun Kalvanta Arvinda Dalayataaksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Millions and millions of Cupid are attracted by Krishna's by the beauty of Krishna. This is the level of beauty of Krishna. Wealth, everything belongs to Krishna. You know, just to give an example, any of you have ever heard this name, John Rockefeller? Anybody heard this name, John Rockefeller? You all are in, I guess you all are in US, so you might have heard this name, John Rockefeller. Anybody heard this name ever? No. Okay. John Rockefeller was the richest man on planet Earth in 1930s and 40s. Still, Rockefeller company is still very famous. They are into uh, oil business. But after 70 years, 70, 80, 90 years, nobody knows him. Similarly, people will forget the Ambanis, Tatas, Jack Ma. People will forget Mr. Bezos, Mr. Musk. They will be forgotten. But even after 5,000 years, Krishna remembers, people remember Krishna because everything belongs to him. All the wealth belongs to him. Krishna is supremely knowledgeable. Yes. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita just for 45 minutes. He spoke to Arjuna, and it is a law book. It is so famous that even after 5,000 years, this book is still very practical. This is the knowledge of Krishna. Famous, yes, Krishna is so famous. Krishna is famous that uh, Krishna is so famous that even after 5,000 years, all across the three worlds, all the 14 planetary system, people celebrate Krishna's glories. So this is the level of fame that Krishna has. Strength, Krishna doesn't have to go to gym and practice to lift the heavy weights. Krishna, on the lap of Mother Yashoda, Krishna was just 6 days old. and he killed Putana. Krishna was just 7-year old, and he lifted Govardhan hill on his left hand. So this is the level of strength of Krishna. And along with that, by still, Krishna, when somebody has these kind of opulences, if somebody get so much, he if he's beautiful, handsome, he's wealthy, or he may be knowledgeable, he's famous, it comes with arrogance. They become attached with these things. But despite having all these opulences, Krishna is so renunciate. I'll just end with one small pastime of Krishna's dealing with gopis. This pastime happened in Panigao. On the other side, when we go from Vrindavan to this big expressway, Yamuna Expressway, we cross Yamuna. And when we cross Yamuna from Vrindavan to this expressway, the first village that comes, it is called Panigao. And once, gopis, what they did, they made a plan that we'll do picnic with Krishna. What we'll do, we'll take all the good, all the nice food stuffs for Krishna. And they decided that they texted Krishna that Krishna will meet in Panigao. So we'll bring all the good food stuff and we'll have a good picnic there. So Krishna went there. And what happened when gopis, when they came from Vrindavan, and when they want to, when they came on the bank of river Yamuna, on that particular day, the flow was very fast. Yamuna was having very, yeah, high tide, you can say, a very speedy current. So they were not able to cross Yamuna. So then the gopis saw uh, Durvasa Rishi, and he was doing his tapasya there. So gopis petitioned Durvasa Rishi, we want to meet Krishna. He's over there on the other side of the river Yamuna in the Panigao. So kindly help us. So Durvasa Muni asked them that, what do you have? I'm very, I'm very hungry. What do you have? So Gopi showed him, we have this food stuff. So Durvasa Muni told them, okay, give me something. So eventually, Durvasa Muni eat all of those things, whatever they have, all the good sandesh, rabdi, food stuff, whatever they have made, malpuas, puri, chole, whatever. And Durvasa Muni ate all of those things, and then he gave blessings to gopis. If uh, you have this firm faith that Durvasa Muni eats only juice of durva grass, then you can cross Yamuna. Just have this faith and have this thing in your mind, and just try to walk over Yamuna and you will cross over it. And gopis become amazed, just in front of us, he's, he ate all the food stuffs. And what he's asking, that have faith that Durvasa Muni eats only, or drink only the juice of durva grass. So Gopi said, okay, this Rishi is saying this, so let's have this faith. And they tried to cross over Yamuna. And eventually, what happened? Yamuna stopped, and it became a very broad passage for them to cross over. Gopi become amazed. What happened? What did just happen? And when they opened their buckets, or the uh, the buckets in which they were carrying the food, so they were as it is. Whatever Durvasa Rishi have eaten, it was all there. They become amazed. And then they had their picnic with Krishna, and now it's time to come back. So again, when it was time to come back, they asked Krishna, "Oh Krishna, why? How we can go back?" Again, Yamuna is flowing, having a great current. So Krishna said, if you have this faith that Krishna is Akhand Brahmachari, Krishna is Akhand Brahmachari. If you have this faith, the Yamuna will let you cross over. Again, gopis become a little perplexed. How this is so. We in the dead of the night, we are enjoying with Krishna, having, doing picnic with Krishna, and he is saying if Krishna is Akhand Brahmachari, the Yamuna will give you path. So, okay, let's try this also. They have this faith, they had this thing in their mind, and when they approach Yamuna, yeah, the Yamuna again, the Yamuna gets stopped. Yamuna gave them a broad passage to cross over. How we can understand these things, that Krishna is Akhand Brahmachari. Actually, whatever Krishna do rasa dance, Krishna eats, whatever he do, if Krishna enjoy, seemingly enjoy, he is doing it to give pleasure to the devotees. In actuality, he doesn't need anything. He is a big time renunciate. He is Atmaram. Whatever he do ras dance. He kidnapped Rukmani. Whatever he did, he begat children in the womb of 16,108 wives. Whatever he did it for the pleasure of his devotees, the gopis, the queens of Dwarka. It is not his own desire. In actuality, he is a big time renunciate. So this is what we know about Krishna. So we can remember these kind of shlokas and again glorify Krishna as much as we can. It achieves three goals. First goal is it gives pleasure to Krishna. Second, we get introduced to reality. Yes, Krishna is supreme. Yes, Krishna is the perfect enjoyer. He is the supreme one, and we are all his subordinates. So this is all from my side. Is there any correction, any question, any comments? So you may kindly do.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Such a nice class emphasizing the prayers. Prayers are the essence, are the fruits of bhakti. So when somebody is surrendered to Krishna, he prays to him uh, in first, of course, nicely you said that put him, I mean, to tell Krishna that how small he is, and then how big he is, Krishna is, and then of course the last part is the prarthana, the actual prayer, what he desires. Of course, depending on the level of purity of the devotee, the uh, the prayers will be different.
Yes.
And that is why to help us purify our prayers, the Srimad Bhagavatam has an series of prayers from exalted devotees, so that we can latch onto them and purify ourselves. And because we don't know what to pray actually, and
Yes. Yes.
yeah, and also uh, and yeah, we do not know how small we are and how big Krishna is. So the Mayavadi concept, there is no prayer. It is this and that is Krishna says that uh, mat prasadat mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarissasi ato chitta ahanga sasasi vidamsasi. So prasad, the Krishna's mercy is the only thing that will help us get over this ocean of birth and death. These Mayavadis don't understand, and they keep on falling back to this material world and keep on doing this useless philanthropic activity that they first in the outset they wanted to avoid. And so this is and those are prayers are the essence of bhakti and the fruits of bhakti. You nicely touched upon the various aspects of the of and how minuscule we are, how infinitesimal we are, how infinite Krishna is, and uh, how without His mercy uh, we cannot. I mean, our life is useless actually without His mercy. I mean, again, this repetition of birth and death. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So nice, Prabhuji. Thank you for your kind association, beautifying
Thank you.
association. Hare Krishna.
Is there any other comment, question, correction? Hare Krishna. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in for this meeting, and thank you for having me in this class. So please pray for me also. I am also learning these opportunities. This Bhagavatam class are great reminder to myself also that I need to get serious. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna. Sadguru Shrivapad ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this great class. Hare Krishna. His Grace Rasa Parayana Prabhuji ki jai.
Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam. Panchal
Prabhuji Prasinduri
Vishnu Bhavanama. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Rashmi Bhagavatam ki jai.
Bhava.